Did you guys know that there are almost 1.56 million homeless people currently living in the United States? There is 1 out of 50 children, or 1.5 million children, homeless every year. As with many issues, the world turns a blind eye when it comes to the homeless population. There can be a number of reasons as to why someone ends up homeless, including sudden job loss, or family breakdown, severe substance abuse, or mental health problems. For those people that give away money or meals when they see someone on the street, it is always a kind act. But what happens when that meal is eaten? The person is still left without a home. When that $20 bill goes towards to cover a hot meal or a toothbrush or hot water, it does not fix their underlying issue. The top 3 states with the highest rates are New York, California, and Hawaii. There is an estimated 90,000 people in the state of New York alone, and of those 90,000, 60,000 are living in New York City alone. The warmer states have all complained about the homeless populations rising, but there has been little to no movement to fix this issue. One of the last times anything was done was in 1979 when a lawyer named Robert Hayes brought a lawsuit against the state of New York, the right to shelter for homeless men, women, children, and families in New York City. He later on co-founded the Coalition for the Homeless, an organization that provides food and funding for the homeless. What brought on the lawsuit was when he met a 54-year-old man on Bowery in Manhattan named Robert Callahan. The lawsuit was titled Callahan v. Carey, and what's disappointing to hear is that Callahan had actually died before the lawsuit ended. Thus, Robert Callahan himself was one of the last homeless victims of an era with no legal right to shelter. There is a stigma against the destitute, that they are lazy, dirty, untrustworthy, alcoholics, or even drug addicts. And you know some might be. They fell through the cracks and they can't get up without the help of others. And you know what? The US government is not helping them. Did you know that a housing and urban development official estimated it would cost the US $20 billion for the government to effectively eliminate homelessness? And that is the same amount that Americans spend on Christmas decorations every single year. Christmas decorations. How are other countries faring? The top 3 biggest economies in Europe have all seen rises in the number of homeless over the past few years. In the UK by 7%, Germany by 35%, and in France a whopping 50% in the past 11 years. It doesn't look like they're doing anything about it either. But what is a strange case is Finland, a small Scandinavian country far up in Northern Europe created a program called Housing First. And despite a significant upfront investment, the program has paid for itself, advocates say. They provide housing for anyone without a home and life coaches so that they can make steps towards a better future. Yes, they are a smaller country, but the country has reduced their homeless population from 18,000 to 7,000. And of those 5,000 are actually staying with friends or family, so 2,000 are only without physical homes. That is a stark comparison to the 134,000 homeless in California alone. Their solution is called Housing First. What they realize that most homelessness policies work on the premise that the homeless person has to sort those problems out first before they can get a permanent accommodation. Instead, housing is a prerequisite that will also enable solving a homeless person's other problems. The housing units have a large communal area where residents may shower, cook, and hang out, and it creates a sense of community that there are people there to help the ones with substance abuse issues or personal issues. And you know what? The cost from 2008 to 2015 for this program in Finland cost them $382 million. Back to New York, there is a code blue weather warning for severe cold temperatures. This forces homeless shelters to extend their hours and provide shelter to every person that comes in. And the Salvation provides hot drinks and other items to homeless individuals. Now, what about when it's mildly cold? It doesn't make sleeping on the streets or a park bench any more comfortable. Or what about the severely hot days? What about any other day in general? One man in Brooklyn was forcibly evicted off the streets when a brigade of cops showed up to enforce an eviction notice. This was only 3 days ago. The man had only one leg because the other one was injured when he got hit by a subway. This is another story of lack of aid from the government to someone who fell through its cracks. Tell me how far you can succeed in life with one leg, medical bills, and no support system to hold you up. Our country is known to be that country that lives in excess. Everything is bigger and better. Why can't we seem to get our acts straight and help those in need? Thank you for your time.